Hello everybody, this is Toyzaros, and for this new figure unboxing and review, we're going to be looking at the Newage Legendary Heroes. This is their City Commander, Octavian, and what we're going to do with this video, we're going to have a detailed look at him in, I suppose, all of his modes, because he's got this particular mode, he's got the white cab mode, and of course the fully combined larger robot mode. We're going to then do some comparisons with him and another use of the same mold. We will then, of course, be bringing in the original Generation 1 version of this figure, and then we can of course do some more comparisons with some other new age figures, different particular ones. So we've got Dinobot, we've got Optimus Prime, and of course an absolute abundance of other figures in the same or different toy lines, just to give you a full idea of the scale and size of this figure. Right, I'm just going to move this out of the way, and as I start to move everything back, I'd like to remind anybody who's not subscribed to this channel, if you'd like to hit that subscribe button for me now, please, because it really will help me out. And what we'll do first and foremost is look at the packaging. So he came packaged like this, and inside there is the clamshell which was holding him into place, and we've got some actual product shots on the top there. We've then got more of the product on the inside. And then for those of you who are wondering, because this is made by Newage, these aren't licensed by Hasbro or Takara, so they can't use the proper name. So that's why he's not known as Ultra Magnus, but I, of course, will be referring to him as Ultra Magnus. Let's move this out of the way very quickly and do some first impressions on the truck, which is beautiful, to be honest. And what you've got to do, though, to separate the cab from the trailer is just gently prise that apart a little bit, like so, and then close that together. If we look at the cab itself is amazing. The detail on this is fantastic. It's very different. Well, I'll say very different. It's not the same as your standard Newage David. There's quite a lot different going on, especially obviously at the back where you've got all the trailer hitch, etc. So the cab is not the same, even though a lot of the Hasbro figures, you know, you get the same main cab, shall we say. So this is different. All the wheels are on different pins, so it rolls around no problem whatsoever. Lovely translucent windows, lots of detail there on the grille, etc. And the trailer does indeed just break up. You can see there all the rest of the Ultra Magnus parts and build up, of course, to the larger robot. I'm just going to reconnect it, and I'm going to show you what else comes in the packaging. We've got a bag full of accessories, and they always come with loads because these figures are sort of dubbed as mini masterpieces. And what we mean by that is they come with extra hands, they come with extra guns, sometimes they even come with different face plates, etc. But as you can probably tell already by the detail put into these figures, they are exactly that, very detailed, highly detailed, in fact highly articulate, and that is why they are more expensive than your standard figures. So we've got the large fully built robots gun. We've got a couple actually. This will be for the cab because that's obviously an Optimus Prime G1 shaped gun. We've got two sets of small fists. These are going to go on the small cab. We've got the small attachments there for the rockets. These can go either side of the trailer. There we go. That'll clip in like so. And then what I need to do now then is bring in the original Generation 1 version of this figure. Just to give you an idea, I suppose, as I say, of scale and indeed of size. So it's a lot smaller. So although you might have thought at first this is quite a big toy, compared to the G1 original, it really is a lot smaller. In fact, let's now bring this out of the way and do some other comparisons and size things for you. So there is a Code Red vehicle, of course, one of the crossovers, which is near enough as big. It's about just a little bit shorter. It's obviously a lot thicker and a little bit more dense on the inside. We've got a drag strip from Generations. I've got a Generation 1 Bumblebee, so it's as big as them two together, to be honest. Great figure, and as I say, I think, to be honest, well, with most of the figures, to be honest, although this looks great and there's loads of things going on, I definitely think the main combined robot mode is the best. But what we're going to do next, we're going to have a look at the cab converted into the robot mode, and then the final part of the video will be the fully combined robot. Now, you'll have to forgive me for no transformation processes on this video. That's because it takes so long. This is such an intricate process. I have uploaded it separately, so if you want to watch it, you can see it, and if you don't want to, you don't have to. But for now, this is the first part. Let's now come back and have a look at him in the white cab mode. Okay then, so here he is in phase one of transformation. This is the white cab, and this is, I suppose, as of the more traditional Ultra Magnus figures that we got literally right up until recently, which was of course the Studio Series 86, where they changed for the first time that we didn't actually have a white prime cab that attached to the back of it. But the shame about this is, if it is a shame, I don't even know how to word it really, is that this figure in its own right is stunning. It's so good, but yet you're never really going to play with this because you're going to combine it with the trailer to make an Ultra Magnus like this. So this was, as I say, the Delta one, and yes, as you can see, you don't even really see the inner cab much at all. So it's just such a shame, in all honesty. It kind of makes you wish that it was all part of the one figure, so you wouldn't have this really going to waste. I mean, look at the detail on it. The head is beautiful, fully articulate. You can see it's on a mushroom peg or ball and socket, whatever you want to call it. Fully articulate, looks up and down. Oh, what's just happened there? His face has just slightly popped off. I've never seen that before, but that's how easy it is to pop back on. The arms will go out full T, which you can see there. They will spin all the way around, completely unrestricted. You've got a swivel on the bicep. You've got a swivel. Sorry, you've got a swivel in the wrist. I think you can even take the fists off. You used to be able to. Yep, you can. You can put this. You can take the fists off. You could if you wanted to. It probably wouldn't work very well, but you could put these little fists. Yeah, you can. You can put the little fists on there as well if you did want to. You might. His hands might look a bit big though. You've got a waist swivel, you've genuinely got an ab crunch which bends over. Let's just pop that out. Typically this is a hip skirt, so you can kick this all the way up, all the way out to the sides, swivel at the top of the hip, knee bend, ankle tilt, rock. It's just insane. And as I say, this you're not really going to see, but it's nice that they do still put a bit of effort in for him. They do give him his own little gun. There you go. This one's got the smaller handle, so it will fit inside his hand. And I say this is more only up until very recently. That's typically just popped out. Your traditional sort of inner cab for Ultra Magnus. They've even given you the opportunity as well. Let me show you this. See if I can get my nails in to open up. Nearly got it, nearly got it. There we go, his chest cavity, and you can indeed pop out the matrix as well. So let's just dig carefully into there. There we go. Again, I don't know who's got the smallest hands and nails to be able to do it. I've seen people use tweezers in the images of people taking them out. With these, I suppose it's just what you've got to be honest, unless I've just used a Stanley knife there. But you can take the matrix out, which is great, and just I suppose to show you that he is different to the standard David mold, which of course you can see there all on the back. It is mainly the legs, and that's to do with, of course, the fact that it hitches a trailer to it, whereas this particular version of their prime doesn't. So it is quite a bit different, to be honest. Let's move that out of the way. In fact, I'll do a quick couple of size comparisons. I don't want to keep doing the same things as what I've done in all the other videos, but just give you an idea of how big it is. Again, because it's a bit of a waste, the poor guy isn't even going to get seen, I don't think. Right, what else is there to show you with this? To be honest, not much more in this particular mode. It is all about the combined mode, so we're going to come back for the final time, and what I'll do is, because it's quite fun, I'll get the bot ready, because I've got to transform again this ready to be able to be combined, and then I'll show you how you do the last phase of the combining in this video as well. So let's come back. He's going to be ready to go, and we'll do the full combining. Okay then, back for the final time, just to show you how to combine him and indeed do all of the comparisons. So this again is quite clever. I suppose it does boil down to the fact that it is a parts former, but again a very clever one. So we've had to transform the cab again differently. You can probably see in there just how intricate all this is, hence why there's a separate video. So let's start to build all this up then. So what we need to do, I should have pre-moved that already, folded this up. This is going to go on like a great big boot. That's going to fit the one leg in there like so. This will then tab into the back via that port, and then this will tab around as well. Same principle on this side. I should have lifted that up ready. That's folding up there. There's a few other processes you need to do to this as well, but again, for the length of the video, I'm going to just, as I say, use the parts which I'm showing you right now. So there's the legs done. You need to keep this midsection part up. There's the huge new hip skirt. This is going to fit around like so. Now you've then got these little parts. These were stuck on the underside of the trailer as well, and these are just going to thicken his legs out and indeed match the color scheme. So again, they literally have no expense spared. They've just thought of everything with this. It is really, really good. And I know the Siege and every other subsequent version of that mold of Ultra Magnus was a parts former as well. This is the main part, so this should now slot in over this like so. Is it going to? Because it can be quite tough. And yes, to be fair, I think I do need this bit underneath. I always tend to forget. So let's see if I can fold that over. And that should, oh, I've just knocked the hip skirt off, but it's not too bad. Does it go there? No, it definitely doesn't. You see, I'm always learning as well on this channel. That's fit under there like so. There's the hip skirt again. Try again. Oops. And then just close this down so it doesn't fall off again. And then we're going to tab these bits into the side. If I turn it around to the back, you should be able to see where that tab is going. It's just awkward to, that's better, awkward to aim at reaching around a camera. Okay, there we go. There he is, fully combined to make up the main Ultra Magnus mold. I just wanted to show you this quickly as well. The little rockets do come out as well. They don't fire out obviously, but they do come out as well. This is now, oh, I forgot to fold these up. See, there's always little bits that I forget as well. They're just so intricate, so much going on, and I try not to make these videos last too long, but I want to show you everything that you can see on it. I don't think there's any point just showing you little bits. Again, you may argue we'll show the transformation, but I have it in a separate video. Right, there he is in the main robot mode. So again, we've got the larger guns which you can fit into his hand. If you want to, you can put the small gun in as well. It will fit in, but for the video's purpose, I'm going to put the two large ones in. And even though you've got this huge robot with all this massive, pretty much sort of exosuit on it, the articulation again is off the charts. Full rotation of the head, looks up and down. Shoulders will go all the way around. They'll come out to the side a little bit. That's still quite far. If you wanted to, you've got an extra joint, an extra hinge there on the side, which you can move as well if you wanted to. Even though you've just done that, you've still got, this is crazy, look at that, still got the full 100% waist rotation. You've got a double ab crunch now because you've got both. You've got this and you've got the inner robot, which is great. Again, if you move the hip skirts up and down, you can kick the legs. You don't forget that you've got to move both because there's two skirts on the inner bot and to the main outside. So again, if you lift all these up and out of the way, you can kick that all the way back up. You're not going to need realistically any more than that, I would imagine, for any posing that you're going to be doing. You've got your knee bend, and even though you've got these giant feet, you've got your ankle tilt and rock as well. It's crazy, it really is. And again, I suppose the only way to prove just how crazy it is just to show you the actual scale and size of this. So if you collect mainline figures, like I did until I got the opportunity to start reviewing these, this is probably going to blow your mind, to be honest, because of the scale size. So funnily enough, there is Kingdom Ultra Magnus. Now these aren't even going to fit on screen because of how big they are. So there's Kingdom Ultra Magnus. Here is Generation 1 Ultra Magnus. So he's about waist height of Generation 1 Ultra Magnus. And then the newest version of Ultra Magnus, if I pop them via over there, that is Studio Series 86. So this little guy, you know, he's up to the waist of pretty much them. It's just nuts. And as I say, that's why they're known as mini masterpieces, because the articulation on them, the attention to detail and everything is crazy. You know, granted, you're going to pay near enough a masterpiece price. In fact, now that's a bit of an exaggeration, probably half the price of a masterpiece figure, but it's one of them, you know, one of them sayings, you get what you pay for. You really do with this. Hopefully, as I say, you can see all the things that you can do with him, all the attention to detail. There's other things I've got to show you as well, because obviously you can still, even though we've just put that huge suit on around him, you can still get to the matrix on the inside of his chest by lifting. I've got no nails. And funnily enough, I've cut underneath that nail from the last Ultra Magnus video. That went right underneath me now. You can get into the chest and you can still, again, with your nails, prise that open and still take the matrix out of his chest. They really have thought of everything. It is great. This is the one in question that's hurt me thumb. There he is compared to the Delta Magnus. I keep saying Delta Magnus, but it's not, it's the Diaclone version of him. There he is. Powered Convoy, I'm pretty sure his proper name is. Again, obviously if I get it wrong, let me know in the comments, guys. Oh, I forgot to put him in. Little Doctor Wu version. That would have been quite a good picture. I'll do that in a second. I'll bring them all back in like that for the end. So this is some New Age figures to give you an idea. Oh, that's Doctor Wu. Let's get him out of the way. To give you an idea of the scale and size of this particular figure. So with the Dinobots, that's how big he is with New Age figures. If we take the New Age ones out of the way, bring in some other figures for you to give you some ideas. I'll start with the third party first and foremost. So we've got Magic Square and Iron Factory, and he's probably going to fall over, but let's see if I can get him to balance. Mechanic Studios, that is killing my thumbnail. There he goes, that's a Mechanic Studio Sandstorm. That's some third parties for you. Now let's have a look at some mainline figures. Now usually when you've just got the cab, these are in between core class and deluxe size, but obviously these are bigger. So if I bring out the deluxe figures now, you can see he's just about the same size, depending on the deluxe figure of a deluxe figure. That's a bigger deluxe figure, so he's bigger, unfortunately. He's nowhere near a Voyager class size figure, nowhere near. Huge they are. And again, with regards to G1 figures, if you collect G1, he's nowhere near as big as what would be the white cab to your Ultra Magnus as well. Right, there we go, guys. I'm pretty sure that's covered everything with this figure. Hopefully I've done him some justice. The only negative for me is the fact that the transformation process can be a little complicated. I imagine it gets easier the more and more you do of it. But for me, it's still a winning figure. It just looks sensational. I'm just going to group all the Ultra Magnuses together and finish up there. So there we go, guys, just finishing off, final shot, full-size comparison, Commander class, original, Leader class, New Age, Deluxe class, Fall of Cybertron, and Doctor Wu. There you go, guys. What a great figure. Let me know what you think of him in the comments, and of course, please take care.